Next, we have Paritosh Shukla, escorted by his mother, Bhavna Shukla. Next, we have Joseph Filipino, escorted by his mother Dawn, his sister Ashley, his brother William, and his girlfriend Serena. Next, we have Carlissa Telemuck, escorted by Anna Frank, sister.
The year he banged his knee because Carter, arguably the most physical lineman we have.
Well, while he was playing well, and I thought he did a good job. Basically, what it does is shifts us back to on something similar to what we had last year. Carter Sysak was on defense the entire time, so now we just make a few adjustments on the offensive line, see what we can do. I notice how Riverview runs. You're going to run a three-man front most of the time, so we should be okay. I'm not saying it'll be stellar. I think you got to find some running lanes and do some things that you need to do up front, and give Ryan O'Neal a little bit of protection. He can throw the ball well.
Well, Ryan O'Neal looked good last week, coming in for the injured Keon Fordham, threw the touchdown pass to Michael Oliver. So we'll see. The Canes have to get a win here, have to get a win against Newsom. Would be great to get a win against Venice. That may be asking a little much, but win 2 out of 3, and you have a shot. You have a shot.
That's all you're asking.
Jim Carey.
Yeah, put yourself in a position to get in there. You know, as long as I have a chance. So you're saying I have a chance. 1 in a million, but you got a shot. And our shot isn't 1 in a million. It's a lot greater than that. If you look at the the numbers and stuff, we're right there in the thick of it. That 6, 7, 8 number is going to be tight. I don't think we can get to 6, but 7 and 8 we can get there.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. When we return, we'll look at some other games in the area tonight. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
This isn't just any beach. This is where I grew up. The most beautiful beaches in the world. Incredible water and unbelievable sunsets, which you can experience every time you dine at one of our waterfront restaurants. Such as the Sandbar, where you can dine with your toes in the sand. Enjoy seafood from local waters and produce from our farms to your table. I'm Ed Childs.
Team effort in order to be successful. At Williams Wealth Management Group, we help our clients implement their strategic plan. We take a 360-degree approach to help our clients meet their personal goals. My wife Helene and I are proud Manatee High School graduates, and we love our community that we're raising our family in. At Williams Wealth Management Group, our services are more than money.
LaPensie Plumbing, Pools, and Air has proudly been serving Manatee and Sarasota counties since 1985. Our customer-first approach to the industry allows us to cover a wider range of services to fit your exact needs. From plugged-up sinks and broken gas pipes to leaky pools, we are your trusted full-service provider. LaPensie Plumbing, Pools, and Air, a reputation built on trust.
Field at Hawkins Stadium tonight. The Manatee Hurricanes in a district contest against the Riverview Sharks. Other games in the area tonight, probably the big matchup, but it's going to be a mismatch. Lakewood Ranch at Braden River. The Pirates continue to roll. Their only loss to Venice. Lakewood Ranch has had a good year, 3-2, 1-2 in district. If they have any hopes of making the playoffs, they've got to pull off a monumental upset tonight, guys.
Oh, absolutely no chance. I mean, they got blown out last week by Palmetto. I think Braden River is a running clock second half.
I'm with you, Eddie.
Yeah, and look, Lakewood Ranch has had a good season, but they just aren't going to stack up against Braden River.
No, they're not.
Hardly anybody does.
No, they're not there yet.
And another big game tonight, Southeast and Hardy County. Southeast is undefeated. Is it back to the old days for the Seminoles?
I don't know. I'm over there at Palmetto High School a lot, too, and there's a lot of rumors running around. If Southeast loses this game, there is a chance that somehow they'll try and put this Southeast Palmetto game together to play it because they may need it for a point system. If they win the game, they're not going to play it.
That'd be interesting. Boy, you get all those rumors, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So those are two of the other big games that we'll keep an eye on tonight. Here it's Manatee and Riverview. I want to let everybody know, here's the schedule for the rest of the year, because you may not know the Newsom game, which was canceled earlier in the season because of the hurricane. We're going to play that October 30th, the day before Trick or Treat. It's a Monday night. We don't play next Friday, so don't wander out here thinking there's a game. We're off next Friday, then we're back on Monday, and then we're back on Friday to play Venice. So that's how the rest of the season goes, and we'll be with you for Hurricane Hotline the rest of the way on Wednesday night. So we've got tonight, we've got a week from Monday, October 30th, and then we've got the Friday after that Monday against the very, very tough Venice Indians. So that lays it out. First things first, the Sharks and Hurricanes will battle tonight. We'll take a timeout. When we return, you'll hear from Manatee head football coach Yusuf Shakir. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
The islands of Anna Maria and Longboat Key are incredibly unique, just like the menus at our 3 world-class waterfront restaurants, such as the Mar Vista Dockside Restaurant, a surprisingly innovative menu featuring fresh seafood. Enjoy a timeless, laid-back atmosphere in a location like nowhere else. Come and experience an old Florida treasure. I'm Ed Childs, and I invite you to come and be our guest.
Before the warning flags are launched, before the winds of change arrive, you must plan and prepare for what lies ahead. Your business and personal finances call for a trusted team to help you achieve your goals with numbers you can count on. Serving this region since 1954, CS&L CPAs provides accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services. Our mission is to understand your unique needs and create exceptional solutions. CS&L CPAs is a proud supporter of Manatee High School. Visit us online to find out more.
Matos, First Lieutenant Eduardo Ochiena, Staff Sergeant Jeremy Upshaw, and Command Sergeant Major Alyssa Tumanda.
not use that top one yet. Because if we ever use that one, it will go way too fast and longer.
So you guys on the Ferraris class? Is it called digital design?
Yeah, we're on the same first period.
Okay, first period. How many is that class? Big class?
Yeah, about every seat is filled.
Is it just you guys that work the same?
Yeah.
Do you get like extra credit or anything?
I think community service. They have to sign a thing saying that we did it. Pretty much you have to get a paper for community service to give us our hours. I guess this is the point. Especially since we're getting 5 hours.
Your captains this evening for Riverview High School. Number 2, Isaiah Killing. Number 7, Eric Brown. Number 14, Reagan Jorgensen. And number 32, Tyler Bates.
And our team has to run into a giant banner.
Tyler Batt.
We can see you lining up behind that banner.
Look out. Brittany. Oh, it's okay.
We see you hiding behind that banner, team.
Andrew probably.
Wait, what was just up there on that?
No, not us. Don't know. We're not looking. You have your phone. You're okay.
Except my other.
Captains for your Manatee Hurricanes.
Sir, number 9.
Senior, number 8, Josh Betts. Senior, number 9, Sir William. Senior, number 4, Javarius Pollock. And senior, number 68, Jeremiah Bartholow.
Oh yeah, also make sure to hold it where the camera is on the left side. Because his finger was blocking it a little.
Yeah, the camera was on the bottom.
Music, just throw it right in the field. They'll be down there with the coin toss right now.
For some football. Yes. We are, because I love football, the winning tradition continues.
All right, Gene, what do we got down there? Coin toss just took place.
Coin toss just took place. We won the toss with heads and decided to defer. So we're going to go on defense first, see what we can do to stop them and get the ball right back.
All right, hey, Gene, just a quick question. Got a little bit of wind blowing tonight. What direction is it running?
It's coming out of the northeast going kind of southwest, but it's swirling a little bit at times. But you don't feel a lot on the field, but the flags are hitting pretty hard. So I think when that ball gets up in the air, there could be a little bit of effect to it, but I don't think a lot down on the field right now.
So with Alex going left-footed, he's going to be kicking kind of with it. It's going to help him a little bit taking to that corner over there, right?
Yes, yep.
All right, well, we'll be back with you throughout the game. I'm up here with Eddie Mulock. Eddie, Manatee Hurricanes got a rebound from last week's disaster defensively. Let's see what they can do. I think Brett Gerber's going to help us out tremendously.
I agree with you. We got to start a trend and finish up the year in a real positive note and look to next year.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing about this, Eddie, is the fact that we still have a shot to get in the playoffs. I mean, I know years past, we got a great shot. We just went out, we're in as a runner-up. But now with the point system, it changes things up a little bit. And some people have got to really start looking at what you do. And Dave and I have talked about it numerous times. I think really after this season, you got to look at what you schedule. You got to change that up a little bit as well. So the Hurricanes are coming onto the field, and we're still waiting for Riverview as they come out from the same end down there. They just came directly out of the locker room. As Gene said, the Hurricanes won the toss, deferred to the second half. We will be kicking off. We will be going from your right to left. And we'll see what the Hurricanes can do. And I will bring in the voice of the Hurricanes here shortly. Here he is, and now with us, Dave Bristow.
Thanks a lot, Danny Carter. Beautiful evening for football here at Joe Cadan Field at Hawkins Stadium as the Hurricanes try to get back on the winning track. The Canes dropping last week's game at Riverview and desperately need to come out focused tonight. And that's one thing, guys. We've come out, even in the games that we blew out these teams, our first half has been rough at times.
Yeah, it has. I mean, sometimes we'll struggle defensively or we'll struggle offensively trying to get something going. And, I mean, you go back prior to the Riverview game, both games as we approached halftime were within 2 scores or less, and Manatee has had to kick it in gear in the second half, which they did. Tonight, a little different story. You don't have Keon Fordham, who actually took control of this football game, did he?
Yeah, well, we'll miss Keon, but we got some guys that they're pretty quick too, so we'll work them in, and we're going to be all right.
I think one of the excitements tonight, though, as you watch this, you're going to have Ryan O'Neal at quarterback, who's shown he's able to throw the ball. Dave, he's done a pretty good job of getting it out. If they can give him a little bit of time, get it out to some of the receivers. Also, looking at Napoleon Harris. Napoleon Harris is a great running back there, too. He shows us a lot of spark. He runs the ball. He's quick. He hits the hole fast. Josh Booker just does what Josh Booker does. He's a power back. He runs the ball hard. And I also look forward to seeing Iron Jackson a little bit more.
I was going to say that I like Iron.
Axel Lafro will be kicking off right to left. The Canes dressed in their home uniforms, navy jerseys, navy pants, and red helmets with pink socks. And we have the Basil's chicken and rib kickoff. And again, it's Axel Lafro. Back deep is Isaiah Killings and Jamarcus Hall. We are set to go. Another evening of Manatee Hurricane football. Lafro gets a nice kick down to about the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and the kick returner slips and falls at about the 22-yard line. So Riverview will set up shop right there. They'll have 1st and 10 at the 22, and they've got a pretty good offense. They like to throw the ball a little bit more than they like to run it. About 56, 57% of their plays are pass plays, even though last week, watching the game, they seem to run it more.
They got a pretty good size offensive line, too. A couple of good guys up there. A few guys that are not overly big and short, but the offensive line for Riverview is pretty good.
Reagan Jorgensen, a senior quarterback, will operate out of the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Now receiver goes in motion, and Jorgensen will give it off on a jet sweep. But Manatee is right there to read it, and guess who it is? Brett Gerber. Welcome to Manatee High School, Brett Gerber. Wow.
That's a loss of 4 on that play, and he shot that in a hurry. I mean, there was nowhere to go. And, well, we haven't seen that at all in any game.
He's going to make a difference tonight, I'm telling you.
He already has.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, the whole night, yeah, I'm telling you, he's a very, very good player and Gerber, cerebral.
He's lined up at right defensive end. There's the snap to the quarterback. Gerber is in there again. The quarterback goes down back at the 15-yard line. Wow.
He shot past him. I'll tell you what, he didn't get credit for the tackle, but he's the guy who made that play change, and they're going to call a face mask, I believe, on that.
He's so smart, though. He'll be able to figure out what they're doing.
Yes, they are.
That'll give him a 1st down.
He might have got a grazed across the face mask as he went in there. I mean, all he did was reach out, and Gene, you saw it a little bit closer than we did.
Yeah, and his hand did get on the face mask, but it was a 5-yard maybe. But, you know, that ended up, but I mean, he's just shooting the gap, and they can't stop him.
And he's lining up on different sides. Now he lines up at left defensive end, and we're going to set the defense after this next play. We're kind of excited up here to see Gerber out there for the first time. It is 3rd down. Well, they should. Are they going to reset it to 2nd? But they're going to throw a little out pass on the far side. It's completed but short of the 1st down to the 29-yard line. And Gerber is over there with Sir Williams and Brandon Dawsey.
Good to see Sir Williams back out there too, guys.
It would have been, of course, 4th down, but they get to play the down over again where we had the face mask, so it's a 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4. Jorgensen brings his team up. He operates out of the gun. little bit reminiscent of Palm Harbor's offense. Jorgensen sends 2 receivers either side. He rolls to the near side. He looks. Manatee's coming strong. The ball is tipped up and incomplete. Betts almost picked it. Good play by Josh Betts. It'll be 4th down, and there's a flag at about the 32-yard line. Let's set that Manatee defense right now. We've got Brett Gerber.
It's against them.
That's an ineligible man downfield.
Ineligible, right.
We also have Donovan Osborne, Keyshawn Madry, and we've got who else we have starting on the front line tonight? We also have Eric Washington starting, Betts, Cedric Waters, Sir Williams, Mike Collins, Brandon Dawsey, and Justin Porter. Those are your defensive starters who just did a whale of a job. They are flying to the football tonight. The Canes will send Iron Jackson back deep to receive the punt. The punter is Mark Roy. Roy stands at about the 15 on 4th down and 3. Pretty good snap. Canes will let it hit. It takes a Manatee roll from the 40 back to the 45-yard line. So the Canes will have great field position. 1st down and 10 from their own 45-yard line.
That's pretty good pressure on that punt right there. That was Cedric Waters who got close to blocking that.
I started to say we're going to get one of those tonight if they keep doing that.
All right, texts are just rolling in. I got to take my phone away, get it away from me. It's just ridiculous, right? All right, Canes on offense going right to left. Ryan O'Neal, the senior quarterback, gets to start. Booker in the backfield will set the rest of the offense after this first play. Napoleon Harris also in the backfield. O'Neal out of the gun will give off to Booker. Booker will run to the outside. Booker to the 50. Booker to the 45. Booker to the 40. Booker to the 39-yard line. Josh Booker picks up 16 yards. He started in, he cut it out, and picked up big yards.
Good job on the left side of that line. Good block, sealed everybody to the inside. He just kicked it out and picked up yardage.
We've got a pink flag. A hold. Yeah, we've seen that over the years.
We do see a lot of holds against Manatee.
So a terrific run by Booker is negated by the penalty. The offensive line tonight from left to right, Josh Muldoon, Omar Lagarde, Dylan Spagnola, Charles Armstrong, and Jeremiah Bartholow. 2nd down and long. O'Neal fakes the run, now throws it out complete, no drop. Booker had it in his hands and just couldn't hold on to it. I think Josh was looking ahead a little bit too much. He knew he had a lot of green in front of him.
Perfect throw right in his hands.
Yeah, that was a perfect play action where they faked to the running back and wanted Booker out of the backfield. But Josh just took his eye off it momentarily. Now we're faced with a 2nd down and long, 2nd and 20. The line of scrimmage, the 36 of the Canes. We're just underway in the first quarter, 9:51 to go. We're scoreless. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. O'Neal out of the gun. O'Neal just flips it off to Coleman, but he is stopped right away. Driven back. Forward progress will at least get the 32-yard line, but it's still a loss of 3 or 4. The receivers for the Canes, Wes Coleman, Michael Oliver, and their leading receiver, Javarius Pollock. Iron Jackson will also line up as a receiver, and also some at running back. Now we're faced with a 3rd and 23. Line of scrimmage, the 32 of Manatee. You know what I like to do here? I just like to throw it downfield. You know?
I think you might get your wish.
Hope for an interception, and, you know, if it gets picked, it gets picked. Just chuck it down there.
Kind of play for that pass interference. We can get it.
All right, we've got. Well, now we've got flag on the play.
Illegal substitution by Manatee.
The 25-second clock, which we paid a lot of money for, is not being used again. That's a little bit disconcerting. So now it's 3rd down and 28. Trayvon Joseph in the game with Booker in the backfield. Little offset eye out of the shotgun. And it's a play action. O'Neal rolling, wants to throw deep, fires it down to Jackson. Jackson has it but can't hold on to it. At midfield, are they going to say incomplete? Boy, those are two throws right on the money. You couldn't have a better throw, and Jackson couldn't hold on to it. And he would have been pretty close to the first down. It'd have been, if he was tackled right where he caught it, it'd have been 4 yards short. But I think Manatee probably would have gone for it.
I think you go for it in that situation too. So
now, of course, you punt it away, but you just can't get a better throw than that. He was sprinting to his right. Julian Rodriguez now on to punt it for the Canes, and that was just a mistake-prone offensive series by Manatee. T.J. Robinson drops back for the Sharks. Rodriguez will be punting right to left. We're scoreless. Good snap. Rodriguez, rugby style, will kick it off to the far side of the field. Again, it just doesn't take the roll you need. It hits at the 49 and goes dead right there. Man, I'm not sure what the deal is with, he's got to get some topspin on that ball and let it bounce the other way.
I wish we brought Fordham in tonight just to punt.
Keon Fordham not playing tonight. He had taken over as the punter in recent games. Now Riverview has great field position. They're going to put it down just shy of the 50-yard line. The Sharks driving left to right. Their offensive line, we talked about it a little bit, from left to right they go 310, 245, 245, 200, and 290. So their tackles are 310 and 290. Quarterback is Reagan Jorgensen. Jorgensen sends a receiver in motion, and he will keep it. Jorgensen to the 50, to the 45, to the 43-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain on first down.
Spot, actually, they give a pretty good spot. They give him 7.
I was going to say, where I'm sitting, it was more like 7 where I'm sitting.
Jorgensen sends 2 receivers to either side. Jorgensen out of the shotgun. Now he sends a receiver in motion. And he will fake it again and keep it. Betts is there, and the stop made at the 42-yard line. Betts turned him in, and Dawsey fit on the play.
Another face mask.
Oh, my goodness. Another 5-yarder. That'll be a first down the easy way. So Manatee is fired up tonight. They're playing really hard, but they got to get a little bit more under control.
That's a referee's call for the evening that they're going to emphasize. Hope we get some.
Ball at the 36 of the Canes. The Sharks driving left to right. We're scoreless. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Empty backfield. Gerber lined up on the right side as the end. Eric Washington, undersized defensive end. 5'10", 175, a sophomore, but he's quick. Canes going with 4 linemen, 3 linebackers. Back to action. Jorgensen out of the shotgun. And Jorgensen will keep it again. And he is stopped at the 33-yard line, pickup of 3. Jorgensen is their leading rusher on the year. Has 207 yards coming into tonight's game. Their next leading rusher, Dominic Ganella, with 165 yards. So Jorgensen has thrown for over 1,000 and rushed for over 200. Good-looking senior quarterback has a 2nd down and 7. Jorgensen wants to throw, fires it down over the middle, almost picked off by Dawsey. Dawsey had it in his hands, but that ball was rifled. He looked like Sonny Jorgensen there.
Reared back and hummed that one, didn't he?
You knew I was going to come with that sooner or later. For you millennials, you probably don't know who Sonny Jorgensen is.
I was going to say, you dated yourself on that one, buddy. Only I could know who you were talking about.
Washington Redskin quarterback, and a good one. 3rd down and 7, big 3rd down here for the Canes defense. Jorgensen with an empty backfield out of the gun. Takes the snap, he looks, fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Boy, again, he rifled the ball for Jamarcus Hall, and Hall just saw it whiz by his ear.
We had him anyway. Gerber was on him.
So now what will they do? 4th down. You would think they'll go for it here. Why not? 4th and 7. They're kind of at no man land at the 33-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right on 4th down and 7. Jorgensen takes the snap. He looks. He's got time. He fires it to an open receiver, and it's going to be a 1st down for the Sharks. Wow, he had plenty of time, and he hit the receiver wide open. Now they're saying he dropped it on the far side.
Yeah, that ball went right through his hands
Brown.
and dropped it. Yep.
Boy, he was wide open. How many drops have we had tonight? That's 3 drops, 2 for the Canes, 1 for the Sharks.
I thought it was a catch, too.
Yeah, I mean, well, he had his back to us, so it looked like there was going to be a 1st down, but fortunately for Manatee, dropped it, so that's a break for the Canes. Now let's see if we can get something going offensively, hold on to the football, and get a drive going. Gene O'Neill looks really good early on.
We started out good with Booker, you know, and then we had a penalty, so.
Yeah, he's hitting him right on stride, and we just got to hold on to the ball.
Now a tight formation with a Hurricane running on late, and boy, we were all discombobulated, and then we're going to have to call a timeout. As we had Jaden Grant running onto the field. So Manatee did the wise thing, called a timeout. 6:57 to go in the first period. We're scoreless from Joe Canan Field at Hawkins Stadium. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
This may look like an ordinary tomato to you. It's our Gamble Creek Farm tomato. It's the symbol of our commitment to provide you the freshest and locally sourced ingredients from our farm to your table. Like at the Beach House Restaurant, new from the ground up, with a great contemporary look and an incredibly relaxed atmosphere. It's as beautiful as an island sunset. This is the new Beach House. I'm Ed Childs, and your table is waiting.
There's a certain tradition of quality that's always been a part of the hospital. To me, it's a sense of community.
Brown, Eddie Mulock, Danny Carter, this is Dave Bristow. 1st down and 10 for the Canes, 6:57 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. O'Neill operates under center. O'Neill with a toss sweep to Booker. Booker to the 35, to the 40. Booker across the 40 to the 45-yard line goes Josh. 11-yard run by Booker, and that was just good old-fashioned power football.
That was a Packer sweep.
That was what it was is an old Southern Cal toss sweep.
I like it.
With, I hate to say it, but O.J. Simpson.
He's innocent.
Yeah. Yeah. And a host of other tailbacks that have played it and starred at USC. Booker and Harris in the backfield as O'Neill drops back into the gun on 1st and 10. Gives off to Napoleon. Quick hitter across the 50. Harris stopped, and they're going to say his knee was down right at the 50. A 5-yard pickup for Napoleon. Only a sophomore. This such a young Manatee team. Iron Jackson, a freshman. Napoleon Harris, a sophomore. Wes Coleman, a junior. Michael Oliver, a sophomore. A lot of underclassmen on this team that will be back next season for the Canes. 2nd down and 5. Booker in the backfield. O'Neill is under center. And Josh gets it, and he's trying to get to the outside. Beautiful move to the 50 to about the 47-yard line goes Booker. He'll be short of the 1st down, but he was about ready to get dropped in the backfield, and he put a nice move on to pick up a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd and we'll call it 3. Line of scrimmage, the 48. Canes need to get to the 45 of Riverview to keep the drive alive.
Yeah, that play, he got the handoff off the right side. He went to the weak side. Everything was stacked up on the strong side to the left. They went weak side run. And actually give Riverview credit. They came up and stopped it earlier. He bounced it to the outside, managed to get positive yards and pick up a 2.
O'Neill in the gun. Again, a tight formation. And, you know, a flag again. And, boy, it just irks me that we don't have the 25-second clock operating.
I don't know how it's not operating. That seemed like an awfully quick 25 to me because that ball was siming. Because how fast is it starting with 25-second clock?
We've got a water break as the Canes are penalized 5 yards. 5:01 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC. Gene, how can this happen? Have a 3rd down and 8 situation here after the 5-yard delay of game. Manatee has the football now back in their own territory at the Hurricane 47-yard line. O'Neal out of the gun, 3 receivers to the left. O'Neal will fire it out to Jackson, and he is dropped right away. Jackson is stopped for no gain. We had some blockers out there. Iron grabbed it and went down right away, and Manatee's going to have to punt. So the Canes will be forced to punt it away. Julian Rodriguez will come in, and we are scoreless. 4:35 to go in the first quarter. These two district teams battle it out. TJ Robinson back deep for the Sharks. Let's see if we can get some roll on this rugby-style punt.
It's a little better. It's a little
high
better.
punt that will hit at the 30 and kick out of bounds right there.
See, that style kick, though, comes back. It's like a wedge shot.
Not the ones I see in college. They all go the other way.
It's kicked ain't too high. That's the thing. He's hitting the underside of the ball that creates it to get a backspin on it. He's got to kick that thing lower with a forward spin and let it go.
Yeah, and that's what I just saw down here. He's running and then kicking the bottom side, like you said, Danny. You got to hit that ball where it's spinning forward. And that's, I mean, again, if you're going to kick it that way, we got to kick it correctly. Because he had no pressure on that.
The 29-yard line of the Sharks, driving left to right. Again, we're scoreless. Jorgensen sends 2 receivers to either side. Now a receiver goes in motion. And it's a jet sweep, but a beautiful play by the Hurricanes. Justin Porter knifing in from his linebacker position. Loss on the play of 5 yards, so it'll be 2nd down and 15. Great defense by the Canes. Porter's had a good year.
Yes, he has.
Linebackers are in this game tonight, Danny.
By the way, Porter's a sophomore. 3 receivers to the right. 2 to the left. Jorgensen on a 2nd and long. Jorgensen wants to throw. He will throw long, and it is incomplete. Terrific coverage. Canes had 3 defenders on the intended receiver, Eric Brown, led by Sir Williams.
Running right with him, too, Dave. They were running side by side.
Nice to have Sir back. Played just a tad bit last week, but really not much.
Yeah, it got out of hand earlier. There's no reason to have him out there.
Yeah.
Had a foot injury. Sir's been a starter here since his sophomore year. 3rd and 15. Let's see if the Canes can put some pressure on Jorgensen. Jorgensen takes the snap. Here come the Canes. Jorgensen tries to set up a screen. It's caught at the 20 to the 25, and he goes down at about the 25-yard line. So not much of a gain on that as the Canes flying to the football. Mike Collins on the stop, and Riverview will be forced to punt. And the Manatee's defense looks good tonight. I mean, I know it's not Sarasota Riverview we're going against, but again, we're playing with a lot of emotion. And I think Gerber has a lot to do with it.
He's getting some pressure off the corners. He's stunting a little bit. He's doing a lot of different things. It's disrupting the flow of the offense.
Mark Roy into punt. A little bit of a high snap. The Canes are in there, but can't get the block. But we should have a nice return. Iron to the 45. Iron to the 50. Iron spins ahead to the 45 to the 43-yard line. A 13-yard return for Iron Jackson.
And we're back about where we started, where we were before when we turned it over to them.
2:56 to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Canes have the football. We're going to call it the 44-yard line of Riverview, driving right to left. Josh Booker is the lone setback. O'Neal will go under center. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left.
Booker's got to do the job tonight, guys.
Proctor is the tight end on the right. Jackson goes in motion, and Booker gets the call. Booker trying to bump it to the outside. Booker stiff arms a man and goes down at the 42-yard line. That's a 2-yard pickup for Josh. It'll be 2nd down and 8, but they're forcing that play to the outside. They're doing a good job.
There's no holes in the middle. He's trying to find something in the center, and he does best when he's running. On this field, it's east and west. And when he's running east and west, he's really good. Going north and south, he tries. He'll lower the shoulder, get some lean, and get around the corner. He's a lot faster than you think he is, but nothing is opening up inside for him right now.
That young offensive line is having a time.
Canes line up again with a tight end, this time on the left side, Andrew Proctor. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, lone setback. And quarterback will keep it. O'Neal gets to the 40-yard line. Short gain, it'll be 3rd down. That was a read option. O'Neal put it in the belly of look at one of our players just ran over the official. That was kind of funny.
He about went down to the official, not the player.
So the ball just shy of the 40. The Canes need 7 to get the 1st down. In 4-down territory here. Let's see if they go airborne as O'Neal operates out of the shotgun. Ball in the near side hash mark. 2 receivers on the short side of the field. Now Jackson goes in motion, and O'Neal wants to throw. O'Neal will fire it down. Oh, incomplete, knockdown. Nice job defensively by Gabriel Aquero. Good job, because that ball looked to be completed to Iron Jackson, and now the Canes have a 4th down, and I guess you go for it. Look at the ball.
I go for it.
But look where they put it back to.
Back on the 41?
Yeah. They started, it was just shy of the 40. Now all of a sudden it's at the 41. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, that happens all the time.
I think you kick it away here myself and put him deeper.
Well, your defense has played well. I like it. He's going to put the onus on his defense. Let's see if your offense can do something.
Manatee's going to go for it here. Maybe a screen pass. Pullout goes in motion. O'Neal wants to throw. He's got lots of time. Now he's running to his right, looking, and he'll go down. He'll go down. And Riverview has held Manatee.
He had Jackson wide open down the seam in the middle of the field, and he never saw him. Never saw him. And Jackson was there the first time, turned with him in the flow. He just never picked him up.
So,
well,
this game,
I can see going for it because our defense has been playing well, but I think I like field position better myself. I'd like to put them real deep.
Riverview takes over at the, we'll call it the 41-yard line after the official moved the ball. Jorgensen at quarterback. Canes defense has played well tonight. Jorgensen will keep it and spins ahead to about the 39. He lost a couple of yards. Dawsey was in there along with Collins. Did that ball pop up in the air?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Actually lost 2 yards on the play.
Yeah.
The quarterback just lost his handle on the ball. It came right back to him. Kind of passed it to himself. Again, lost 2 yards, so it's back at the 39 now of Riverview. 2nd down and 12. Jorgensen out of the gun. Takes the snap. Here come the Canes. Jorgensen has time. Throws over the middle. Incomplete. Another drop pass.
Well, that's one we could have picked off. We were just a little bit out of line of it.
Eric Brown couldn't hold on to it.
Ball's greased up tonight, isn't it?
It must be.
Nobody's getting it.
So just like that, the Canes can hold here and get the ball back. 3rd down and 12. Just 39 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Both teams struggling offensively. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right for Jorgensen. Out of the shotgun, he takes the snap, drops a couple steps. He's got a lot of time. He'll throw over the middle, incomplete. Overthrew the intended receiver at about the 35-yard line. That was Killings, Isaiah Killings. He's got time right now. Well, you got to keep an eye on Gerber, you know, because he came out so emotional And you know what happens when you come out so excited.
He's coming off the ball. He's a little bit of a half tick behind getting off the ball as soon as it snapped, but he's done a pretty good job. I mean, especially when they run the jet sweep. He's holding containment.
Well, he's obviously not in game shape yet, as here comes Waters, and the punter barely gets it off. Iron will take it from the 23 to the 25, trying to get to the outside of the 30. We got a flag to the 40, to the 50, to the 40. He's going to go to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. It's a touchdown, but we've got a flag.
There's 2 flags. It's coming back. Yep, it is coming back, Eddie.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Now you just knew when you saw it thrown that it was going to be against Manatee.
We had that called against us last week on that big hit, remember?
There was no reason to even lay that block. He had that guy beat already. He was around the corner, and once he turned that corner, it was all she wrote. That guy wasn't going to get him.
You know you can't resist that, though, when that guy's coming around back at you.
So the penalty against the Canes, and that will push Manatee back after Iron Jackson took it the distance on the punt return. And really the play had nothing to do with what Iron did. Because, again, that guy had a bad angle. He was not going to get to Iron. And then Iron.
He made a great move on the outside to get around that last guy, and then he was gone.
So the penalty puts it at the 17-yard line of the Canes, driving right to left. Just 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. We're scoreless.
We got to shake Booker loose.
Ryan O'Neal, the senior quarterback, has Josh Booker lined up beside him. Canes operating out of the shotgun. Snap. O'Neal looks, fires it down. It's got Booker at the 45 to the 50 to the 46-yard line. A terrific throw and catch. Booker out of the backfield picks up big yards, 37 yards.
That's good. Let's get this field position straightened out.
That's going to do it for the first quarter. We're scoreless. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Manatee County Sheriff's Office is proud to present the new iPhone and Android app. We remain dedicated to providing the highest standard of service to our residents and visitors. So with this app, you'll find valuable information right on your mobile device. The app, in partnership with thesherifapp.com, gives you our latest news and events, most wanted listings, sex offender locations, submit a tip, job opportunities, and more. Manatee County Sheriff's Office is available for free in the App Store and Google Play Store. Download our app today.
Sharks deadlocked at 0. Boy, that was a fine catch by Booker. You know, Booker averages 7.7 yards a touch.
Great catch.
But that time it was coming out of the backfield to catch the ball. Booker and Trayvon Joseph in the backfield. Booker is the fullback on first down and 10 from the Sharks' 47-yard line. Toss sweep to Joseph. He can't hang on to it. He picks it up. Now he's way back at the 40 where he'll go down. Boy, this is just a lack of focus, really. That was a perfect pitch. That's a 14-yard loss.
Wow. That's going the wrong way in a hurry. No, there was nothing wrong with that pitch. The pitch was right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect pitch. Wasn't that a movie? Or was that pitch perfect?
Well, same thing.
Booker in the backfield. O'Neal is under center. It'll be a toss sweep to Booker. Booker puts his head down across the 45, and now he's driven back to the 45. I think Forward Progress will put it at the 46 for a 5-yard gain. But now you've got 3rd and long.
Third, very long.
They didn't give him much forward progress at all.
To the 46. Well, again, as we said, Booker averaging almost 8 yards a carry this year. All of our game stats brought to you by CS&L CPA's, numbers you can count on. But you can't give it to him here with a 3rd down and 18 unless you throw it to him again. That's what they're going to set up, a screen to Booker. It's set up pretty well. Booker to the 50, Booker to the 45, Booker to the 40. He goes down at the 40, 3 yards short of the first down, a 15-yard gain, but that's really about all you can ask for on 3rd and 18. And I'm sure the Canes will go for it. Beautiful play. Well executed, well blocked.
Yeah, they're going. There wasn't even no hesitation right here.
10-12 to go in the first half. We're scoreless. Ball on the 40. That's the Sharks 40. Canes driving left to right. A 4th down and 3. O'Neal is under center with Booker the lone setback. Flag on the play.
From the sideline, yeah.
Got a sideline warning is what this
Right.
will be.
Are you kidding me? Just keep the flag in your pocket. Well, I mean,
talk about it after the fact. I mean, come
yeah,
on.
just tell them, hey guys, watch it. All right, 4th down and 3. Again, Booker, the lone setback. O'Neal under center. Booker gets it right up the middle, and he is going to be short of the first down. Unless he gets to a terrific spot, which he's not going to get, I don't think.
Got 3, dude.
Yep, it's going to be a Riverview ball. Canes turn it over on downs again.
After a big loss, which after a big game, that's crazy.
So these teams just keep going back and forth, back and forth. Who will break through?
Took the words out of my mouth and said, let's see the first team to break through here tonight.
Manatee 3-2 on the year. Riverview 3-3. Now the Sharks call a timeout with 9:40 to go in the first half. We are scoreless. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. It's the Sharks and the Hurricanes going at it. We're scoreless, 9:40 to go in the first half. With Gene Brown, Eddie Mulak, Danny Carter. This is Dave Bristow. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Riverview Sharks at their own 38. Jorgensen wants to throw, has a player wide open, and he overthrows him at the 35-yard line. That was busted coverage by the Canes. And the receiver, Brown, was running wide open.
That was a break for us, guys. I'm telling you what, he was.
Brown kind of slowed down and turned around, and the ball just was overthrown.
I don't know if he outraces to the safety to the end zone, but by golly, if he just keeps on running, he probably has a very good chance of getting there. And that was just busted coverage there. I believe it was a zone coverage, and we blew it. I don't know how you're going to run zone when you're already man-to-man out here.
So 2nd down and 10, big break for the Canes. Jorgensen out of the gun, sends a receiver in motion on a jet sweep, and they will give it to the receiver to the 40 to the 42-yard line. Pickup of about 4 yards. That was Cameron Lyles. Betts on the stop. So it'll be 3rd down and 6. They usually fake that jet sweep. They gave it to the receiver, who picked up 4. Jorgensen out of the gun. Empty backfield. Let's see if the Canes can put some pressure on this young man. He takes a snap, and he'll get rid of it in a hurry. Completes it to the 43, short of the first down. Receiver goes down at the 46. Justin Porter on the stop. He'll be short by about 2 yards. And they're on their side of the field, and they're going to send the punt team in. That's not real surprising. you don't want to give Manatee a short field here.
Let's have another run back. How about that, guys?
So the Manatee defense continues to play well.
The linebackers have done a pretty good job. They're going to have to continue to step up because what I've seen as a key tonight is Brett Gerber. He contains what he's got to do. He runs his assignment. The last play in which they gave it to the guy in the jet sweep, he took out the quarterback.
Mark Roy, Manatee almost there for the block again. Iron Jackson will let it hit at the 30, takes a Sharks roll to the 20, and rolls dead at the 19-yard line. So the Manatee offense will take over right there. I want to remind everyone, should be a beautiful weekend as the fall temperatures are trying to get into the area. And that means head out to the beach. Man, this is a great time to go out there because our northern neighbors haven't all quite arrived back on the scene yet. So head out to the beach house, Mar Vista, Sandbar. Have a great, great dinner. Boy, I love their fresh grouper.
We're late October. Stone crab season.
Stone crab.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all good. Beach house, Mar Vista, Sandbar. This weekend, they're going to say the ball rolled dead at the 18. That's where the Canes drive start with quarterback Ryan O'Neal operating out of the gun. Josh Booker in the backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Let's see if the Canes can get something going. O'Neal wants to throw. Now he's running away from the pressure. Good scramble by O'Neal back to the line of scrimmage and maybe a yard or 2. So he got away from the pressure and ended up picking up a couple. This again is
a busted play. Almost like it didn't go the right direction from the start.
Yeah, we got a makeshift offensive line a little bit with Sysak being hurt. Muldoon moves over from guard to tackle. Lagarde from center to guard. Spagnola back from an injury in at center. And then on the right side, Charles Armstrong, the big freshman, and Jeremiah Bartholow. 2nd and 9 for the Canes. As Booker gets the call, Josh trying to find some room. He does over the 25 to the 26. Short of the first down, but good yards. Picks up 6. So it'll be 3rd and relatively short. We'll call it 3rd and 3. Canes desperately need a first down here, guys. It's a long 3, too. It may even be 4.
Yes, it is.
Third down for the Canes with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. O'Neal wants to throw, and he wants to throw long. He's got Jackson, but he underthrows him, and it's picked off. Picked off at the 45-yard line.
Better than a punt, probably, guys.
Well, he just kind of short-armed that ball.
Oh, he throws it out front of him, gives him a chance to go get it.
He's got a strong enough arm.
Yeah, and Jackson's got too much speed. You can't underthrow that ball. I mean, if he throws it out, he's got him by a yard and a half. If he leads him, he'll run underneath the football and probably got a touchdown written all over him.
It's starting to look like the defense is going to have to win this game, guys.
So turnover for the Canes, and Riverview will take over at their own 45-yard line. 6:39 to go in the first half. We're scoreless. This is a good old-fashioned NFC Central battle between the Bears and Packers at frozen Lambeau Field. Well, not exactly.
Yeah, we're a far cry from freezing.
Jorgensen out of the gun will give off to the running back, and that's about really the first play we've seen. It's bottled up right away. Brandon Dawsey on the stop, but we've seen empty backfield all night long. That time they bring Cameron Lyles out for no gain. Now, actually going to set it over the 45 to the 46, so we'll give Lyles 1. It's 2nd down and 9. Down to 6 minutes to go, so we're due a water break here shortly. Jorgensen out of the gun, takes the snap. Here come the Canes. Jorgensen will throw over the middle, almost picked off by Justin Porter. He tipped it up in the air and couldn't quite get the deflection. That would have been a great play if he tips and gets the deflection.
He started out in a good spot, a nice little drop step to him, and he's sitting right back there in a perfect position.
So water break on the field with 6:01 to go in the first half. We're scoreless. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.
People treat us like we're kids. Yeah, we're kids. We're also all-stars.
We're quarterbacks.
We're fighters. We're teammates. We're hype men. We make each other strong. We're kids for now, but we're all stars for life.
The Shake Pit halftime report. Mike Miracle will have all the wait a second, highlights. 0-0. Mike's going to have a hard time. Some defensive highlights we'll have to go with.
You better turn on the news.
Unless we have some fireworks in the final 6 minutes of the half. Let's hope it's the Canes' way. 3rd down and 9. Jorgensen out of the gun for the Sharks. Line of scrimmage, their own 46. Jorgensen is rolling to the near side. Tries to set up a screen. He completes it to midfield to the 45 to the 44. It's a first down, and that's a terrific play by the quarterback, Ryan Jorgensen. I mean, he was under a lot of duress, and he somehow slung the ball out to an open receiver who ran for the first down. That was a great play.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he turned around and got rid of it in a hurry because when he turned around, his eyes must have got big as saucers because he had somebody bearing down on him quick.
So the Sharks in Manatee territory at the Canes 44. And we've got official timeout here. First down and 10 for the Riverview Sharks. Riverview comes in 3-3, Manatee 3-2. You can basically disregard district standings now. Riverview's won it, as it's a little misdirection play up the middle to Lyles. Lyles gets a yard, and that's it. Yeah, in years past, you'd be all over the district standings because the runner-up would go, but doesn't matter anymore.
Meaningless now. Our whole idea is win the district, and then everybody else is fighting, scrambling for position.
2nd down and 9. We'll be live at Buffalo Wild Wings Wednesday night to recap this game and go over those all-important point standings. All right, they fake. They throw out to an open receiver at the 40. He's trying to cut to the middle of the field, but nothing doing, says the Hurricane defense, as they bring down Eric Brown at the 40-yard line. That's a terrific play, only a 4-yard pickup. But what a play by that Hurricane defense led by Keyshawn Madry. 3rd down and 6.
A junior, too.
Underclassmen all over the place for the Hurricanes. Brett Gerber's not an underclassman, seeing his first playing time of the year for the Hurricanes. The transfer from Braden Christian has played the entire game. Jorgensen out of the gun on 3rd and 6. Need Brett to put some pressure on Jorgensen. He takes the snap, and he gets rid of it for a first down and more to the 30, to the 22-yard line. A slant to T.J. Robinson. 17 yards and a first down for the Sharks. Well, that wasn't good. 4 minutes to go in the half. Sharks threatening. Deepest drive by Riverview all the way to the Manatee 23-yard line. Jorgensen with an empty backfield. Sends a receiver in motion and gives it to the receiver on a jet sweep. And the receiver will go down at the 20-yard line. Pickup of 3 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. I think that was Lyles on the carry. Second and 7. Ball on the near side hash mark. Riverview driving right to left. Again, we're scoreless. Jorgensen stands in the pocket, now throws it out, and it is incomplete. We're going to have a hold as Jorgensen was retreating back at about the 35-yard line. There was a hold. The flag was thrown at the 29. Jorgensen got rid of the ball, like I said, at the 35. He's got a pretty strong arm.
Problem is, that's 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Tack on another 10 from there. This is a 19-yard loss.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Yes, sir.
Manatee will get the ball to begin the second half. So that puts it back at the 39-yard line. It'll be second and about, 23, 24. Jorgensen out of the gun. Jorgensen stands in the pocket. Now some pressure. He will throw it downfield, and it is picked off by the Canes at the 15 to the 20. That's Waters to the 30. There goes Cedric to the 40. There goes Cedric to the 50, to the 40, to the 30. Cedric to the 20. Cedric to the 10. Cedric has returned it for a touchdown. 85 yards.
What an exciting play that was, guys.
Looking for flags somewhere on this field. And,
Me too. Me too.
The referee is waving his hands way back here, so my thought is there's a flag somewhere.
Where?
There it is. It's all the way back here at the 42-yard line. Manatee side of the football.
Those pink flags are not easy to pick out like the yellow ones because you're so accustomed to looking at the yellow ones.
If it comes back, that's 2 touchdowns called back tonight.
Oh, it's coming back.
Crackback block from the 42.
That's a shame. That is a shame. What a terrific return by Cedric Waters.
85 yards. They had a great wall lined up for him on the far side of the football as he ran it down there. And I mean, there's no one near him. And Gene, you're down there. That was a great freaking wall set up going down.
Yeah, and the speed of the defensive back just was great to see. But frustrating part is I was watching back there. I didn't see anything. I mean, they're looking for ticky-tack stuff there, and unfortunately, it's supposed to be home field. So.
Okay, we'll have to watch that on film. We'll make a note of that. 2:40 to go in the first half. Cedric's interception return for what would have been a touchdown. Check to see if there was indeed a bad block. Doesn't matter, but just like to go back and look, right? So we have a timeout on the field, and we're going to keep it here with 2:40 to go in the first half. Canes, again, with the football, but not the 7-0 lead that it appeared it would be. And the flag must have been thrown kind of late. Maybe he saw it a little late. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, obviously they saw something.
I can't see those pink flags. I mean, listen, I get the whole idea, but let's can the pink flags, go back to the yellow ones. They stand out. Those things just kind of flip out of nowhere. But I didn't see it either. My eyes were focused on the return and the line, the wall that they set up to block for him going over there. Whether it did or did not happen, I don't know.
Well, definitely that was one of our best plays of the game,
Yes,
brought to you by Manatee Memorial Hospital's Emergency Services. Manatee Memorial has you covered 24/7. The problem is all for naught. All right, Canes do get the interception, do get the football. O'Neal, as the quarterback, gives it off to Booker. Booker running to the left. Booker still on his feet across the 30 to the 35 to the 40. Still on his feet across the 45. And finally, knocked out of bounds on the far side. Wait and see where they mark him out. I think it's going to be close to midfield, about the 48-yard line. A 22-yard pickup for Josh Booker. Clock stops as they move the chains. Booker went out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 49-yard line of Manatee. Canes driving left to right. Again, we're scoreless. Just 2:29 to go in the first half. O'Neal will give it off to Booker. Booker to the 50, Booker to the 45, Booker to the 44. I got a feeling we're going to see a lot of Josh Booker on this drive. A 7-yard pickup. Why not? Booker is starting to rack up some yards, up to 61 yards on the evening. All of our game stats brought to you by CS&L CPAs. Numbers you can count on. Booker going off for a breather here. Napoleon Harris checks in.
He's fast. I like Harris.
O'Neal is under center. Harris toss sweep to the left. Harris cuts it and is stopped by 2 or 3 Hillsboro players for a loss of 3 yards.
Our pitch plays are not working tonight, guys.
So now it'll be 3rd down and relatively long. 3rd and 7. It's a shame because Booker had picked up 6-7 yards, and the clock continues to roll. 1:30 to go. Probably going to have to, well, you don't necessarily have to throw it here, as Manatee is going to call a timeout with a $1:25 to go. So we'll take a break. We're scoreless. 1:25 to go in the first half. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
When we come back.
This isn't just any beach. This is where I grew up. The most beautiful beaches in the world. Incredible water and unbelievable sunsets, which you can experience every time you dine at one of our waterfront restaurants. Such as the Sandbar, where you can dine with your toes in the sand. Enjoy seafood from local waters and produce from our farms to your table. I'm Ed Childs, and I invite you to join me at the Sandbar.
6 for the Canes, 1:25 to go in the first half. Manatee has the football at the Riverview 47-yard line. O'Neal out of the gun. Booker is back in the game. O'Neal rolls to the near side, flips it downfield. It's caught for the first down. Iron Jackson out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Nice play by the Canes. That was a good throw. O'Neal, you know, he really could throw the ball on the run. That's a 17-yard pickup. Just as important, the clock stops, and, of course, he gets the first down.
How about the throw over the middle to Booker again, running down the middle.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. O'Neal rolling, looking, hitting his receiver. That's Coleman. Coleman to the 25, Coleman to the 20, Coleman to the 15, West to the 10-yard line. A beautiful run after the catch by Coleman, and the Canes will immediately call a timeout. Manatee calls a timeout, and Yusuf Shakir was running out there to get the timeout. And you know what? I kind of like that because you save a ton of time. I know the clock stops momentarily, but with a young team, now you can set things up. You got 1:08. You got plenty of time.
No pressure, no hurry, no.
Yeah. First down and goal. I like the way he operates as a head coach.
I do too.
Well, in this situation, with 1:08 at the 10-yard line, you can run the ball, you can throw the ball. You're not subjected to just having to throw the football in this situation.
And Danny, I'm sure what he's doing, he's setting up 2 or 3 plays, right? They're scripting out the next 3 plays, so you know what you're going to do. As soon as you run the first play, you don't have to huddle up. You run the second play, then run the third play.
I know what I'm doing on first down. I'm giving it to Booker. I'm going to go off one side or the other, let him try and turn it up the field. You're going to have him and Harris in the backfield right now.
I'll tell you one thing. Wes Coleman, he can really run after he catches the football.
Quick.
All right, we've got a little bit of an offset eye operating out of the shotgun. And the throw is complete to the 5, to the 2, a touchdown. Josh Booker caught it out of the backfield. A perfect throw by Ryan O'Neal, and it's a 10-yard touchdown for the Hurricanes.
It was a beautifully executed play.
This is what I've seen over and over in practice.
Yeah, you're going to see it more tonight. They're getting in the groove now.
And we came out hitting on all cylinders. We just shot ourselves in the foot. Drop passes, penalties.
The penalties, they just slow you down and you lose your tempo and everything.
But that was a great drive by the Canes. Still got a minute to go. The extra point by Lafro is up and good. So the Canes, desperately needing to get on the scoreboard, do just that. We lead 7-0, and that was just a great, great scoring drive by the Hurricanes.
Yeah, 6 plays, 73 yards. It ended with a Ryan O'Neal to Josh Booker 10-yard touchdown, not to mention the fact that the big play going to Wes Coleman for 26 yards to set it up at the 10, and then the PAT, good 7-0 Hurricanes.
Well, I'll tell you, the Wes Coleman play, I think, was one of our best plays of the game, brought to you by Manatee Memorial Hospital's Emergency Services. And, of course, all of our scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. Whether you're buying or selling, you need to visit Buccaneer Pond. Another place you need to visit this weekend is American Car Care. I just saw Zach the other day at the Sheriff's Advisory meeting. That guy, man, he looks like he's 30 years old. He's got energy, and he will take care of you. I tell you what, he does a great job in the community, too. He's president of the 100 Club now that supports law enforcement. You got to love him. You got to go support Zach at American Car Care. Get in there this weekend. Danny, I bet you'll be going there this weekend.
Absolutely.
Of course, you know where they're located, right there across from Bell's, 6412 Manatee Avenue West, right by Basil's. Right across the street from Basil's. And what do we have now? The Basil's Chicken and Ribs Kickoff. And I saw Nick from Basil's, too, the other day at the advisory board.
Riverview just used their final timeout of the half right there.
Why?
I don't know. I guess
after a water break. After a water break, they take a timeout.
What are you going to do? Onside kick? Nobody's going to onside kick in this situation.
I don't know. Maybe.
I wouldn't do it. I'm
with our defense the way we are?
The way our defense is, I'm going to kick it in the end zone and just make them come out of there. no chance I'm going onside kick right here.
My phone can recognize.
Got a big afternoon of college football. Our Gators are not playing after breaking my heart 2 straight weeks. We get a weekend off before playing the Bulldogs. Florida State is in action against Louisville, Heisman Trophy winner in Tallahassee. Disappointing year for the Seminoles. Disappointing year for Louisville.
I'm wearing my USF stuff tomorrow. There we go.
USF undefeated, pointing toward that huge game against UCF, another undefeated team.
I'll be in New Orleans. I understand your daughter's going.
Yeah, she's there right now. Yeah, I told her, yeah, you can jump over and watch the USF game. See Galati play as the kickoff by LaFro. He booms it into the end zone. Beautiful kick by Axel. Yeah, Galati, Brooks Larkin, Greg Reeves doing a great job starting at defensive end up there for our South Florida Bulls. And, of course, don't forget about Jonathan Hernandez, the punter. 4 Hurricanes playing a lot for Coach Charlie Strong.
Dave, I know we're up 7-0, but how about this for a stat? If you want one guy that this game has laid their shoulders on and they said, listen, we're going to ride your back the rest of the way, Josh Booker, 9 carries, 61 yards, and 3 receptions for 62 yards.
And again, all of our game stats brought to you by the good folks at CS&L CPAs. Numbers you can count on. You want a CPA firm, you got to go to CS&L CPAs.
Remember, too, he had his first big run called back, too, Danny.
Jorgensen out of the gun, operating from the 20. And Jorgensen will keep it, and he is smacked at the 17-yard line. What a hit by Keywan Hawthorne and Keyshawn Madry. A couple of keys there. That's definitely one of the key defensive plays. Of the first
they were the key to the stop.
They're just going to run the clock out now. 2nd down. They'll spot it at the 18. 2nd and 18. Gotta love the big guy in there. Hawthorne. 350-pound sophomore. A little offsides. Eric Washington got a little fired up on the right side.
There's if you want to look at a negative side of what you've done defensively, and we know that Coach Shakir will look at it. It's right now, the Hurricanes have been flagged 8 times for 60 yards. That's a number that keeps getting us every week.
Yeah. It does. And on 2nd down, they'll just do a little inside handoff, and we're right there. Dawsey was there along with Madry. He's playing awful well tonight. Keyshawn. Loss on the play of 3 yards, so it'll be 3rd and 10. But that's the final play of the first half. So the Canes head to the locker room with a 7-0 lead.
And 2 touchdowns called back.
Yep, we'll have Gene Brown meeting with Coach Shakir here shortly. Gene, the Caribbean Brown.
Yes, sir. He's getting some offensive ideas to talk about from the coaches before they go in there. So he's excited about it, I see. And obviously we've seen tonight with, how Keon really makes a big difference as you go through to break some of those plays. But it's good to see that we're sitting here going, Coach, kind of sitting there with, defensive struggle offensively. Ryan O'Neal's hit some passes. We've had some penalties that have hurt us. But overall, the defense is playing great. We just got to keep the offense moving like they are.
Yes, defense is playing phenomenal for us. They're keeping us in there. We scored once, but penalties are kind of, biting us in the foot. So, we got to make sure we got to just continue to do that and continue to play hard. And we get the ball the second half. So we get out here and just drive it down.
Good, and it looks like Josh Booker is really on tonight receiving and rushing, 62 yards receiving, 61 rushing. So it's like we just got to keep pounding him.
Yeah, we do. We do got to give it to the guy who taking us home.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
You got to love him.
I love
Coach Shakir. You got to love you too, Gene.
Yeah, he really is.
All right, we're going to be back with the Shake Pit halftime report. Again, the Hurricanes lead at half 7-0. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Every great team has a coach that leads them to victory. Offense, defense, special teams. The coaching staff knows that it takes a full team effort in order to be successful. At Williams Wealth Management Group, we help our clients implement their strategic plan. We take a 360-degree approach to help our clients meet their personal goals. My wife Helena and I are proud Manatee High School graduates, and we love our community that we're raising our family in. At Williams Wealth Management Group, our services are more than money.
Lepense Plumbing, Pools, and Air has proudly been serving Manatee and Sarasota counties since 1985. Our customer-first approach to the industry allows us to cover a wider range of services to fit your exact needs. From plugged-up sinks and broken gas pipes to leaky pools, we are your trusted full-service provider. Lepense Plumbing, Pools, and Air, a reputation built on trust.
The islands of Anna Maria and Longboat Key are incredibly unique, just like the menus at our 3 world-class waterfront restaurants, such as the Mar Vista Dockside Restaurant, a surprisingly innovative menu featuring fresh seafood. Enjoy a timeless, laid-back atmosphere in a location like nowhere else. Come and experience an old Florida treasure. I'm Ed Childs, and I invite you to come and be our guest.
Before the warning flags are launched, before the winds of change arrive, you must plan and prepare for what lies ahead. Your business and personal finances call for a trusted team to help you achieve your goals with numbers you can count on. Serving this region since 1954, CS&L CPAs provides accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services. Our mission is to understand your unique needs and create exceptional solutions. CS&L CPAs is a proud supporter of Manatee High School. Visit us online to find out more.
This may look like an ordinary tomato to you. It's our Gamble Creek Farm tomato. It's the symbol of our commitment to provide you the freshest and locally sourced ingredients from our farm to your table. Like at the Beach House Restaurant, new from the ground up with a great contemporary look and an incredibly relaxed atmosphere. It's as beautiful as an island sunset. This is the new Beach House. I'm Ed Childs, and your table is waiting.
Manatee County Sheriff's Office is proud to present the new iPhone and Android app. We remain dedicated to providing the highest standard of service to our residents and visitors. So with this app, you'll find valuable information right on your mobile device. The app, in partnership with thesherifapp.com, gives you our latest news and events, most wanted listings, sex offender locations, submit a tip, job opportunities, and more. Manatee County Sheriff's Office is available for free in the App Store and Google Play Store. Download our app today.
This is what I love, clean trucks and clean cars. That's what it's all about. Hi, I'm Zach Callis. I'm the owner of American Car Care Center, the friendliest car wash in Bradenton, Florida. We take pride at what we do here at American Car Care Center. Our employees treat your car like they would treat their own. They're here to make you happy, and our motto is, if you're not happy, tell us. If you're happy, tell a friend.
People treat us like we're kids. Yeah, we're kids. We're also all-stars.
We're quarterbacks.
We're fighters. We're teammates. We're hype men. We make each other strong. We're kids for now, but we're all-stars for life.
Your business pulls you in a lot of different directions. Managing HR is just one of them. But you never know what questions may arise. What if you had a team to turn to that could take the guesswork out of HR, save you time by researching the answers for you, and help protect your business? One made up of friendly, approachable HR professionals dedicated to helping people just like you find the HR information they need, no matter what size your business is or the industry you work in.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Manatee High School Musical Department is proud to present the 2017 Marching Kings under the field direction of drum majors Anton and Lenny Keller. The band captain is Jack Guerrero. The band captain is Carlos Antonio, and the crew captain is Emily Thomas. We will begin our show with the beautiful sounds of the song One Day I'll Fly Away, featuring Tyler Moore on trumpet from the 2001 blockbuster movie Moulin Rouge. We will then conclude our show with selections from the film The Mask of Zorro.
like to thank the Manatee Hurricane Band again for their halftime performance. Halftime scores around high school football in the area. Southeast 14, Hardy 10, St. Stephen's 28, Sefner 6, Lakewood Ranch 7, Great River 34, Palmetto 14, Northport 0, Windhaven 14, Cardinal Mooney 20, Sarasota 0, Venice 28.
Every great team has a coach that leads them to victory. Offense, defense, special teams. The coaching staff knows that it takes a full team effort in order to be successful. At Williams Wealth Management Group, we help our clients implement their strategic plan. We take a 360-degree approach to help our clients meet their personal goals. My wife, Elaine, and I are proud Manatee High School graduates, and we love our community that we're raising our families. At Williams Wealth Management Group, our services are unlimited.
It's one thing to be the first entrepreneur in our community. It's another to still be leading the way more than 60 years later. As someone who has seen Manatee Memorial evolve over the years, I'm proud of the strides they have taken to stay at the forefront of technology. Yet Riverview has always been there for Manatee County. You know, our community is like that. I was born at Manatee Memorial, so it's no exaggeration to say they've been there for me since the beginning.
You can't really think of our community without thinking of Manatee Memorial.
There's a certain tradition of quality that's always been a part of Boston.
To me, it's a sense of community time. A place where little and big miracles happen every day.
Our community would not be what it is today without Manatee Memorial.
They've shown over generations of care that they are great community partners.
I always felt confident in the team at Manatee Memorial because of the longevity of many staff members.
Thanks, Eddie Mulock. Great job at halftime. Visiting with Carl Reynolds, who has taken over as the PA guy now here and doing a good job. He was just kind of thrust into that position, but he's done a good job, and certainly we thank him for all he's done here at the school.
Not
Eddie,
exactly an easy thing to do, to be honest with
No.
you. I mean, not everybody can actually step up and do the announcing during a football game. As easy as it may appear, it's not.
Eddie's on his shake, pit, shake.
Exactly. We were busy during the halftime, so I kept looking at it, so I'm just trying to gobble down a couple of quick tracks before we get started.
Yeah, let me turn that AC down for you, too.
Riverview will be kicking left to right. Kicking off is Yadir Blas. And back deep for the Hurricanes, Cedric Waters in the middle of the field. And it's going to be a little pooch kick that is taken by Sir Williams at the 25. Sir trying to get to the outside. Sir to the 30. Sir to the 35, to the 40. Sir to the 50, to the 40, to the 30. Look at Sir go to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. It's a touchdown. But guess what? A flag. Again. At the 40-yard line.
Unbelievable.
Man. I want one of these calls to work here.
Can't catch a break on it.
And as I'm doing the call, ladies and gentlemen, I will say that I know Danny's let me know there's a flag, but figured, hey, you know,
you let it ride out. You got to call it all the way through.
Yeah, well, but knowing darn well it's not going to be a touchdown. Well, what a great run by Sir, showing some of the speed that we know that young man has.
Hey, let's just add 10 more yards to the penalties for the Hurricanes. Hey, quickly, I got to say, I just found out the Yankees are tied 0-0 in the second. Good friend of mine, Gary Scott, let me know. His wife's watching. She's a big Yankees fan. All I can say is, go Astros.
Yeah, I want Game 7. All right, Canes drive start from midfield. And it's a little end around. That is Iron Jackson carrying it to the 47-yard line on a jet sweep. So that picks up 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7. Canes lead 7-0. We're just underway. We thought we had a 14-0 lead by the Canes on electrifying kick return by Sir Williams, but there was a penalty.
Third touchdown call back tonight, too.
Booker in the backfield with quarterback Ryan O'Neal. Booker gets the call on the right side. Booker breaks a tackle at the 45, gets to the 41-yard line. Booker just short of the first down. 6-yard pickup by Josh. It'll be 3rd down and 1. This is the down and distance you want to be in.
Yeah, especially with Josh Booker in the backfield and the way he's running the ball right now. He's averaging 6.7 yards a carry, so you would think this is money in the bank right here.
Josh Booker, a 5'11", 215-pound senior. He is the lone setback as O'Neal operates under center on 3rd and 1. Jackson in motion left to right. And it is Booker for the first down to the 35, to the 33-yard line goes Booker. That's an 8-yard gain. Hey, guys, I've thought about Josh Booker. Where do you think he fits in collegiately?
Small D1.
Lower D1.
Yeah, I don't think he's...
Maybe MAC, somewhere like that?
MAC would work. I think honestly, I think a USF or a UCF would actually fit for him, because I think that, you know, you give him he's a big, strong kid. I believe that they could make him work a little bit, might even actually go out of the fullback more than
and he can catch the ball out of the backfield, too.
He's pretty fast, too, guys.
O'Neal will give off to Napoleon Harris. Harris hits the hole in a hurry across the 30 to the 25-yard line. Goes Napoleon Harris. Harris running strong, picking up 8 yards. 9:42 to go in the 3rd quarter. Canes lead 7-0, but they look sharp on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, 4 plays, 4 runs, and they're just driving right down their throat right now. And I think you got to kind of stay with that.
Ball spotted at the 26 of Riverview. O'Neal operates out of the gun, sends Iron Jackson in motion, and he will give off to Booker. Booker to the 20-yard line, has another first down at the 19. That's a 7-yard gain. A lot of misdirection in that offense. They faked it to Iron Jackson and gave it to Booker. He picked up nice yards on the left. They're going to move the chains. Hurricanes now inside the 20-yard line.
You know Coach Shakur too well. We are not going to change from this running game right now. They got to click it.
Booker lines up right beside Ryan O'Neal. O'Neal operates out of the gun. Coleman in motion now left to right. And he fakes to Booker, wants to throw, fires it down. It's picked off at the 20 to the 30 to the 43-yard line. Oh, my. That was just an excellent play by the defensive back. And also kudos to Josh Muldoon for making the stop. It was Gabriel Acpuero on the pick, and he advanced it back to the 44-yard line.
That's a mistake. You're running the ball too well. You're down to the 19. There's no reason to actually put the ball in the air. You're not going to throw anybody off.
It's a huge mistake. You're right. It's a huge mistake. We just got through saying he's not going to go away from running the ball, and he did.
Immediately does it. There's no reason. I know he's not calling the offensive plays, but that's not what I would have done.
Quarterback Jorgensen out of the gun. Inside handoff, a little bit of room there across the 45 to the 50-yard line. That's a 6-yard gain on first down.
Now they're going to do to us what we should have been doing to them. Just kept running and pounding the ball.
Dominic Ganella, only a sophomore. He's the leading rusher as far as the running backs go. The quarterback is the leading ball carrier overall for the Sharks. 2nd down and 4. Jorgensen out of the gun. Takes the snap, and again, just a quick hitter to the 45 to the 40. Ganella has the first down and more to the 39-yard line. That's a 10-yard pickup. So just when it looked like the Canes were ready to jump out to a 14-0 lead, we throw a pick, and now Riverview has the ball at the Manatee 39-yard line, 1st down and 10.
Oh, momentum's a big thing, isn't it?
Hawthorne is in the game for the Canes, the big sophomore defensive tackle. Inside handoff to Lyles. Lyles gets 2, maybe 3 before Hawthorne knocks him down. Second down, and we'll call it 8. Line of scrimmage, the 37 of Manatee. The Sharks with the football. Jorgensen wants to throw, fires it down on a slant, incomplete, had his man open, but TJ Robinson couldn't hold on to it at the 25-yard line. Waters and Sir now talking about it.
Complete mix-up. Yeah, Sir came to the inside. Waters didn't take the guy going out, so he zoned out sections for whatever reason. Not sure really understand why Sir went to the interior. He's coming out here to the outside near the sidelines. He really should have stayed to the inside.
3rd down and 8. Jorgensen out of the gun. Need to put some pressure on this senior quarterback. And they're going to run the football for nothing. A loss of a couple as Ethan Walls was in there. They tried to cross Manatee up and run the football, and they are stopped for a loss back at the 39-yard line. What are they going to do now? Bring the punter on? Guess so. Listen. Yep. Mark Roy will come in to punt. Waters drops back deep.
Yeah, the Canes aren't buying it. They're sending Waters back. Generally, it's Tyrone Jackson going back to take the punt.
High snap! It's over Roy's head. The ball is back to the 35-yard line. Roy drops on the football at the 35, but the Canes are going to get it. There's a flag on the play at the 48. It's a legal procedure which will be declined, and the Canes get a huge break. The snap over the punter's head. The ball rolled back to about the 35. That's where the punter fell on the ball. And Manatee will have it 1st and 10 at the Shark 35-yard line.
And the Canes are right on top of it, too. You know, they were coming.
All right, so the Canes turnover does not hurt.
No, that's a 25-yard loss. Helps on the rushing stats.
We're just about back where we were, so let's make good of it now. Let's run the ball.
Going to change footballs.
I think he's like.
I didn't like that football anyway.
Like
That's the one that was screeched up.
Yeah.
And he gives like advice.
O'Neal threw the pick with that one.
Yeah.
Get it out of there. All right, Booker is in the backfield along with Napoleon Harris. Out of the gun, Ryan O'Neal will give off to Booker. Booker gets to the outside of the 30. Look at Booker go to the 20. Booker is up in and inside the 20-yard line. It's another 1st down, a 16-yard pickup by Booker. And he should be. Is he over 100, Danny?
97 right there with that.
97 yards.
And no flags. No flags.
Hey, the key to that run, and when he kicked to the outside, Napoleon Harris put a great block on the defensive end out there. That sprung Booker to the outside.
1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Canes driving right to left in Sharks territory. Jackson goes in motion left to right. O'Neal will give off to Booker. Booker weaving to the 15. Booker trying to break a tackle, but he is knocked back to the 16. Let's see where forward progress will spot Josh Booker. I think they're going to put it down very close to the 15-yard line, which would be a 4-yard pickup. It's going to be 2nd down, and we're going to call it 7.
That puts Josh on the century mark right there, Dave. 14 carries, 100 yards.
All of our game stats brought to you by CS&L CPA's, numbers you can count on. 2nd down and out of the gun. O'Neal will give off to Booker again. He puts his head down and rams ahead to the 11-yard line. Josh Booker picks up 5.
It's almost a little misdirection, you know, the way they do that. Looks like they're going to hand off to the runner coming
3rd
across.
down, and we'll call it a short 2 for the Canes. Just shy of the 10-yard line. Manatee needs to get to the 9 to keep this drive alive. 3rd down and short. Booker stands right beside Ryan O'Neal. And Booker will get it on the right side, but he's going to be short, I believe.
I think no gain on that play. Pretty much right back to the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be 4th down.
O'Neal should have faked it to him, you know, faked it to him and O'Neal run it.
Then we would have been screaming, you got to give it to Booker.
Well,
I know it. That's true.
I don't
That's
particularly care for trying to be too fancy with it. I'd have just lined it up and just smashed him out straight up the gut.
Well, it's 4th and a short 2 or a long 1. Take your pick. O'Neal will go under center. Booker the lone setback. Booker gets it on the right side. He has the 1st down and more. It'll be 1st and goal for the Hurricanes. Good blocking on the right side of that line with Jeremiah Bartholow, Charles Armstrong, and Dylan Spagnola. And we're going to have a water break with 4:25 to go in the third quarter. Canes lead 7-0. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Every great team has a coach that leads them to victory. Offense, defense, special teams. The coaching staff knows that it takes a full team effort in order to be successful. At Williams Wealth Management Group, we help our clients implement their strategic plan. We take a 360-degree approach to help our clients meet their personal goals. My wife Helena and I are proud Manatee High School graduates, and we love our community that we're raising our family in. At Williams Wealth Management Group, our services are more than money.
With numbers you can count on. Serving this region since 1954, CS&S CPAs provides accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services. Our mission is to understand your unique needs and create exceptional.
Scrambles for a short gain. Second and goal, 6-yard line. And off to Booker. Down behind the line of scrimmage. Loss of 4 on the play. Third and goal from the 9.5-yard line. O'Neal keeps his feet. Not at or near the goal line. Number 2, Napoleon Harris. Fourth and goal from the 2-yard line. Timeout, Canes. With 2:33 remaining in the third quarter.
LaPensie Plumbing, Pools, and Air has proudly been serving Manatee and Sarasota counties since 1985. Our customer-first approach to the industry allows us to cover a wider range of services to fit your exact needs. From plugged-up sinks and broken gas pipes to leaky pools, we are your trusted full-service provider. LaPensie Plumbing, Pools, and Air, a reputation built on trust.
Gene Brown down on the sidelines. What a play right in front of you.
Yes, it was, and I mean it was a great effort by O'Neal, and I mean there was 4 guys around our receiver, and he just grabbed it, and I mean he was in the end zone kind of as he caught it, but he was coming out. But great job, and I just, like I said, smash mouth it here.
All right, I formation. O'Neal under center. Booker will get the call on the right side. Josh puts his head down and he's in for a touchdown. Josh Booker goes in from 2 yards, and the Canes lead 13-0. Again, nice blocking on the right side of the line. The freshman Charles Armstrong, the senior Jeremiah Bartholow. That was a hole, ladies and gentlemen. And Booker hit it hard. Well, what has been a little more of a struggle than what some people anticipated tonight. Now the Canes have a little breathing room. Up 14-0 with this extra point by LaFro. And it is up, and it is good 14-0 with 2:27 to go. And I'll tell you what, that pass by Ryan O'Neal to Napoleon Harris that got us down to the 2 was one of the best plays of the game. Brought to you by Manatee Memorial Hospital's Emergency Services.
Yeah, that played nearly. I mean, if he goes down with a sack, it's going to be borderline whether or not it's in field goal position.
And he's stepping on his head sad. It's all right. It's durable.
Hey, Eddie, I didn't touch that air conditioner. I know he wants to blame me. He's looking at me. I know he got cold. Ed, he's looking my direction. I know how this is. He thinks there's a conspiracy to freeze him out. Hey, Dave, that was a 9-play, 65-yard drive by the Hurricanes. Finish off with a Josh Booker 2-yard touchdown run. Not to mention the big 7-yard, 8-yard pickup it was on a pass play from Ryan O'Neal to Napoleon Harris to set up that 2-yard TD run. Point after good, 14-0 Hurricanes.
All scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. Whether you're buying or selling, visit Buccaneer Pond. Here's the Basil's Chicken and Ribs kickoff by Axel Lafro. He gets his left foot into it, and he booms it down to the 2-yard line. Kick returner back to the 10, to the 15, and he will go down at about the 20-yard line. So good kick coverage by the Hurricanes as it was Jordan Bing down on the coverage.
That throw by O'Neal has to be the play of the game as far as I'm concerned. I'm voting for that.
Well, yeah, what would Manatee have done? He would have been sacked back, what, about the 18-yard line?
Yeah.
Yes. Where he fired the ball? 20-yard line?
So around a 20.
Field goal. We would have tried a field goal.
Being a 37-yarder, who knows what would have happened?
On the far side hash over there, too, with the left-footed kicker. With the wind blowing across, it would have been very difficult.
Huge play. All right. The Sharks will drive start from their 22-yard line. Jorgensen out of the gun. He wants to run it. He'll go up the middle, and he'll be dropped at the line of scrimmage. Great defense by Justin Porter and a host of Hurricanes. It'll be 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. Clock rolling. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Canes lead 14-0. Well, you can see where this Manatee offense misses Keon Fordham.
Just take a look at the difference in the defense right now. They've dropped Gerber back a little bit more into a linebacker position, running a 3-4.
Coach said he's going to play a little bit of both. Quarterback wants to throw. Jorgensen fires it down, incomplete. And it was almost tipped there. Spearman was on the coverage, but Dawsey and Walls were there. I think it was Dawsey almost got his hand on it. Dawsey's had a good year this year. I mean, I know the linebackers were a little bit questionable last week, but all in all, the defense has played pretty good football this year. Playing well tonight, tossing a shutout. 3rd down and 10. Jorgensen out of the gun. He's trying to set up a screen. Here comes Gerber. They do set up the screen to the 20. Ball carrier cuts it to the 23, and he goes down right there. That was Gabriel Apparero, who caught it at about the 20, advanced it to the 23, but it's going to be 4th down and 8. One thing the Cane defense is doing is really pursuing the ball well tonight.
There's a lot of pressure come on that one. I mean, I would say Gerber's there. They had one other defender coming in as well. So 2 guys, and actually the other guys wanted to actually put the big hit on him.
Going to punt the football away. Mark Roy barely gets it off. Iron Jackson lets it hit, and he will pick it up at the 30. Iron cuts it to the 35, spins ahead to the 37-yard line. And there's, of course, a penalty flag. If it's a punt return, any kind of return, we're going to have a flag. That's the rule. It's a rule they passed earlier in the year. That there has to be a penalty on any kind of a return. Doesn't matter what kind of penalty.
Looks like it's going to be a holding.
Yeah, it's holding, blocking the back, illegal block, crack back. It doesn't matter. The rule says they can call anything.
Yeah, pushing it back.
That'll be the 9th penalty for 70 yards.
Some people are probably going to think I'm being serious. You know what Dave Bristow's here?
Yeah. Well, it is cancer awareness. They're trying to make sure that we're aware that those pink flags are thrown everywhere.
All right, Canes will drive start now back at their 23-yard line. Iron Jackson goes in motion, gets the jet sweep. Jackson trying to get to the outside. He can't do it. He goes down for a yard loss. Jackson just kept going to the outside and couldn't quite turn the corner.
You were pretty quick over there, actually, guys.
I wonder if Pollock is banged up some. Gene, any word on that tonight?
Yeah, he has a foot injury, so he's been one of our most durable players over the years, and not one of these kids that will not play unless something's serious.
He's seen a little action tonight, but not much. That hurts Manatee. Your two big playmakers out of there with, of course, Keon Fordham and Pollock. Booker gets the call. Booker busts through to the 25 to the 30-yard line. Josh Booker with a beautiful run. Picks up 7 to the 30. And that does it for the third quarter. When we come back, it'll be 3rd and 3 for the Canes. Manatee leads 14-0. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. O'Neal gives it off to Booker, but he's going to be short of the first down. We're going to have 4th down, and Manatee's going to have to punt the football. Canes are going to have to punt it away from their own 30-yard line. 11:45 to go in the game. This time, of course, you have to punt it on 4th and 3. We have the punter coming on, Julian Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the rugby-style punter. T.J. Robinson back deep for the Sharks.
Which is the last quarter. So
we do have a fake punt in, but I don't think now's the time to call it. Good snap to Rodriguez. He gets it off. This time he gets the roll to the 20, all the way back to the 15. That's where Robinson picks it up. Robinson trying to get to the outside, and he is dropped at the 21, and I don't see a flag.
Of course.
I saw where there could have been a flag on something.
It's only when it's being kicked to the blue team.
Hey, what about that? Julian Rodriguez, that's an excellent punt. Dawsey and Bing on the stop.
Well, as we get into this fourth quarter right here, let's talk about what the Hurricanes defensively have done. I had -4 yards and given up rushing. Only 41 yards throughout the year, 37 yards total for the Riverview offense. And defense has done well. That's the American Car Care defense. They've done it all night long.
American Car Care, go there this weekend. Zach will take care of you. Right there on Manatee Avenue West, right across from Bell's. Quarterback takes the snap. Jorgensen gives off to, that is Isaiah Killings. Killings coming into the game, averaging almost 8 yards a touch. That time he only got a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Clock rolling, 10:45 to go in our game. Canes lead 14-0, needing to win tonight, then win a week from Monday. See what happens against Venice and see if the Canes can get in the playoffs. Jorgensen out of the gun, send Killing in motion, and he will give off to Killings again on the right side. Killings gets about 4.
Killings up the right side.
And it'll be a 3rd down situation now. And the Sharks getting near the time where they're just going to have to go for it if it gets down to a 4th down and short. This is 3rd down and 4. Canes defense tossing a shutout tonight with the return of Brett Gerber. Much anticipated. And Gerber has played well tonight.
Yes, he has.
Jorgensen out of the gun. No backs. He takes the snap. He looks. He's under pressure. He fires it. It's incomplete. Incomplete.
Good pressure.
He wanted Eric Brown on a little slant. Now Riverview is going to have to punt it away. So the Sharks will punt it, and it will be Mark Roy. You know, we had one snap over Roy's head earlier in the game.
This would be a good place for it here. It'd be in the end zone.
Canes with a 14-0 lead, about to get the ball back. Tyrone Jackson stands at his 45. This time's a good snap. Manatee in on the punter, but he gets it away. It's a short punt that hits at midfield, takes a Shark roll across the 45 to the 43-yard line of Manatee. That's where the Canes will drive start. Again, with 9:37 to go in our game and a 14-0 Manatee lead. Canes offense will hit the field again, minus their speedster Keon Fordham, who hurt his elbow tonight, and he is on the sidelines, actually up here in the press box.
Just a meandering around. Come up and say hello.
Keon, hopefully we'll be back here shortly. We should ask him. Keon, when are you going to be back? All right, he should close the door.
God, I should have flagged him down.
He's got his arm in a little sling as Trayvon Joseph gets the call, but he'll be dropped for a couple-yard loss. Keon's such a nice young man. He's always got a smile on his face. I've got a smile on my face when he's running 60, 70 yards for touchdowns.
Occasional jump.
Yeah. It's obvious we need him on the field. I mean, we can win without him, but it just makes it tougher.
Yeah, he's with my Colorado baseball player, Logan Frazier, pitcher for us, and Harrison Deal,
former backup quarterback. Here, as it's an inside handoff across the 45 to the 46 goes Napoleon Harris, and the Canes just trying to kill the clock here with 8:47 to go. It'll be a 3rd down and 7. Well, do you go airborne here, or do you keep it on the ground?
Last time I said we keep it on the ground, we went in the air, so I'm going to say nothing. I'll leave this one to Eddie.
I think you keep it on the ground, but they won't, maybe. I don't know. I think you do.
I'm 0 for 1 on those things.
I'm looking for 22.
3rd and 7. Line of scrimmage, the Manatee 46, driving left to right with a 14-0 lead. The Canes now may be penalized as the officials are talking. Manatee, no stranger to the penalty flag, but they wave it off. They talk about it and say, what do you think? Let's wave it off.
Listen, I hadn't thrown a line in a while. I just want to make sure it still come out of my pocket.
3rd down and 7. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. O'Neal out of the gun. Ryan takes the snap. He fakes it to Booker, wants to throw. It's incomplete. He wanted Andrew Proctor a tight end, but Proctor was well covered.
There's 3 guys in the way there for a minute. I thought that was
Yeah, that's not where you want to go with that one. O'Neal's had a good game, but that was not one of his better throws.
Yeah, he's 10 for 14 tonight.
Julian Rodriguez checks in. His last punt was over 50 yards. Let's see if he can duplicate that effort. Good snap. Rugby-style kicker. Gets it, and it hits at the 25 and takes a little bit of a Manatee roll to the 21. So not bad at all. His last 2 punts have been effective. And they'll have a long way to go. The Sharks will drive starting at their own 21-yard line. They trail the Hurricanes 14-0. We'll be live at Buffalo Wild Wings for Hurricane Hotline on Wednesday night, 6 o'clock. Come out, support these Hurricanes. We have a great time out there. Terrific wings. Go there after the game tonight if you're driving around listening. Buffalo Wild Wings. You can catch the end of the Yankee-Houston game. Jorgensen operating out of the shotgun. He'll roll to the far side. Gerber's chasing him. He fires it. It's incomplete. Dropped at about the 28-yard line. Spearman was there, but the throw actually was there. He threaded the needle, but the receiver
hit him right in the hand.
He's had a lot of drops. He's had a lot of drops on him tonight.
Gabriel Akperuero couldn't hold on to him. What's the update in that Yankee game?
Still 0-0. Double check again here in a minute. Might turn it on and see Astros are up like 9-0.
Congratulations to the Dodgers. They're going to the World Series for the first time in 29 years. Jorgensen sends a receiver in motion. He's trying to set up a screen. Now the play is stopped by the official. And it is offsides against the good guys. Yeah, the Cubbies got put out of their misery last night.
You were heartbroken.
Yeah, I was. I couldn't sleep last night.
I just don't get the hatred for the Cubs.
Second down and 5. You'd have to grow up in Central Illinois as a Cardinal fan to appreciate that. And it goes the other way if you're a Cub fan, trust me. 2nd and 5 for Jorgensen. And that's a bad snap that goes right by Jorgensen. He goes back and falls on it at the 10-yard line. But a huge loss right there for the Canes was Eric Washington as Jorgensen got back on the ball. But, man, that snap just flew right by his side. Wasn't a terrible snap. He just wasn't anticipating.
Yankees Astros 0-0.
Here it's 14-0 Manatee, 7 minutes to go in our game, and it's a 3rd down and 22. Line of scrimmage now, the Sharks' 10-yard line. Jorgensen trying to get away from Washington. He fires it down. It is incomplete at the 22-yard line.
He had to get rid of it, though. He had somebody right on his tail.
Yeah, Eric Washington was
in
chasing
the end
him.
zone.
And they're going to have to punt, and Manatee should come up with great field position here.
Pressured by number 23, Eric Washington.
What a punt return for a touchdown without a flag.
Yeah, why don't we just move away and just let
him punt it?
I-Run do his thing.
Let him kick it, and then we just drop on the ground.
Yeah.
You can't hold anybody then, right?
Although now they're going to kick it just to get it away as far as possible.
Mark Roy is in his end zone. Roy will get it off, and I-Run will let it hit at the 30. It bounces back toward the Hurricane side of the field and rolls dead at the 24-yard line. Well, you can't get set up with much better field position. Only a 14-yard punt. And we've got a water break on the field, so we'll take a timeout. Canes lead 14-0. 6:36 left to go in our game. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. Delicious as usual. Deb Crow sets us up and sets us up well. The Shake Pit. All right, back to action here. O'Neal out of the gun. 1st and 10. Great field position from the Shark 24-yard line. O'Neal will give off to Booker. He slips down, and boy, they say his knee went down. That was close.
That was
close. At the 24, no gain on the play. They're going to say his knee went down. He just slipped.
And he had a big hole over
Oh,
there.
he did. He may have been gone. All right, it'll be 2nd down and 10. Calvin Miller in the game, a receiver, split to the near side, a freshman. First time we've called his name this year. O'Neal sends Jackson in motion. Ryan will give off to Booker. Booker running to the 20, running to the 16-yard line, maybe the 17. We'll see where they put his knee down. It'll be a nice gain by Josh of 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4. 3rd and a long 3, a short 4. Take your pick. The line of scrimmage, we're going to say it's the 18-yard line. So this is definitely 4-down territory, and I like it. Canes are going to go under center. Harris is the I-back, Booker the fullback. 3rd down and 4. And it will be a play action over the middle. The throw is incomplete. Wow, that looked like a good old NFL play. He wanted Proctor. That's a nice-looking play. You got to like it.
I like it, too.
It is, but it wasn't open.
We had 3 guys on him down there. It was not even close being open.
It's got to be an absolutely perfect throw, and it's hard to do that.
I like the play call, though, and it sets up a field goal attempt by LaFro.
I think we should practice our fake.
Wes Coleman, the holder, he'll put it down at the 25, so it'll be a 35-yard attempt for Axel LaFro. Snap is good. Hold is good. The kick has plenty of leg, and he splits the uprights. Boy, Axel LaFro is becoming quite the weapon for the Manatee Hurricanes. Field goal makes it 17-0 with 4:56 to go in our game. Riverview has held tough with his Canes team, but boy, it's been all defense tonight for Manatee and Josh Booker.
Oh, absolutely. Right there, that's just 4 plays. What it turned into is a field goal by Axel from 35 yards, 17-0 Hurricanes.
All of our scoring recaps brought to you by our good friend Brad Meek and Buccaneer Pond. If you're buying, if you're selling, visit Buccaneer Pond.
Yeah, quickly give you some stats from Josh Booker tonight. 24 carries, 121 yards, 1 touchdown on the ground, 3 receptions for 62 yards, and 1 touchdown there as well. 2 touchdowns for him tonight, totaling 183 yards.
All of our game stats brought to you by CS&L CPAs, numbers you can count on. And we can certainly count on Josh Booker tonight.
And Manatee scored by just about every way you can. The pass, the punt return, every way we could score, we've scored. Interception.
LaFro on the Basil's chicken and ribs kickoff. He bangs it into the end zone. This kid is really coming on.
He must be working out with his legs or something, because he's really hitting that ball.
And again, it's a weapon.
You go back earlier in the year, there were high kicks coming down around the 15-yard line. They slowly got back to the 10-yard line. They were hanging it. Now they're starting to find their way to the end zone more and more.
He's a 10th grader.
Yeah, they're not like they're short. He's coming on, very well. I mean, he's done a great job kicking, and he's got a great future ahead of him.
Yes, he does.
Great future.
A left-footed kicker. We've had a few of them. Led by, the former Gator, Robbie Stevenson.
Robbie Stevenson.
He can kick a little bit.
Yeah, I got to talk to him about him.
He comes from Spurrier, man.
Yeah, you got to turn it around the right way.
Well, somebody's getting an interesting shot.
All right, we've got the Sharks driving right to left, trailing 17-0. Drive starting from their 20. Jorgensen to throw. He throws it over the middle, and it is picked off at the 40-yard line, to the 35, to the 30. Porter to the 15, down to the 10-yard line. Justin Porter got the deflection and returned it to the 10-yard line.
Receiver got racked.
Yeah, I think that was Mike Collins who made the hit on him in the middle of the field right there to jar that ball loose.
It was a big one, and he hit him hard.
What a play. Collins delivers the lick on the receiver. The ball deflected up in the air. And who's there? Porter, Justin Porter. Took it back. They say he went out at the 11-yard line. Justin Porter with a terrific return. And just like that, the Canes have it 1st and 10 at the Riverview 11. O'Neal out of the gun. O'Neal will keep it. O'Neal to the 5, and he goes down at the 5-yard line. That was a good read by Ryan O'Neal. He was about to pitch to Josh Booker, and he turned it upfield for 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd down. Well, actually, we'll give him 6, 2nd and 4. Ball at the 5, 4:19 to go in our game. O'Neal takes the snap. He will run the read option again. O'Neal to the 5, O'Neal to the 1-yard line. I think it might be 1st and goal. Ryan O'Neal.
First down. He said he called it first down.
See where Gene's got it. Where we got the spot, buddy?
He's about a football short. So just a little bit. But that's fun to see O'Neal getting a little bit of confidence and running there. He was down on himself a little bit after he threw those interceptions.
O'Neal under center. And O'Neal will sneak it. He's in the end zone for a touchdown.
Good.
Ryan O'Neal takes it in for a touchdown.
I'm glad to see him get a touchdown. He's played hard tonight.
Yes, he has. And you know what? It took us a little while to realize it, but everybody's keying on Booker. So O'Neal just said, I'll do it myself. And he's a pretty good athlete, guys.
He's a good-sized kid.
6'3", 190. 23-0 Canes. LaFro for the extra point, and he drills it. 24-0 Manatee leads. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC. At halftime. Now it's 24-0 Canes lead with 3:39 to go in the football game. And that was a quarterback sneak by our quarterback Ryan O'Neal that got the touchdown. We've got the Basil's Chicken and Ribs kickoff by Axel LaFro. He's pumped up. Axel kicks it into the end zone again.
Yeah, the Hurricanes took over after the 33-yard interception return to set the ball up at the Riverview 11. And it was 3 plays by Ryan O'Neal, and the final one was from 2 yards out to punch it into the end zone. PAT good. Canes went up 24-0 with 3:39 to go here in the football game.
And all of our scoring recaps brought to you by Buccaneer Pond. Whether you're buying or selling, visit Buccaneer Pond. And our best plays of the game brought to you by Manatee Memorial Hospital's Emergency Services. Our big defensive plays of the game, and we've had a lot of them tonight, brought to you by Danny's favorite, American Car Care.
That's it. Go in there and see Zach get the ultimate car wash. He'll take care of you. Everything you need for your car to get things right, make it look good. Running around town, everybody will be the envy of you. Fine. Go down there and see Zach. He'll set you up American Car Care.
We got another flag.
Shocking. Too many guys on the field.
Now, we wanted to get some more players in the final few minutes, so we're trying to just go with 12.
Not very well.
But the official caught it.
11 penalties now for 80 yards on the Hurricanes.
Jordan Bing checks in. They're going to give Gerber a little break here.
I'd keep him out the rest of the way.
Jorgensen out of the gun on 1st and 5. Inside handoff, nothing doing as the Canes close it in a hurry, led by Eric Washington. He's been active tonight. I can't tell you how many underclassmen Manatee is playing. It's remarkable. And when I say underclassmen, I'm talking about freshmen and sophomores.
You got a few more because there's some numbers coming there we don't even have on the roster. 51 that's coming there on the defensive line right now.
Yeah, some players that got brought up from JV. We'll get their numbers for next week.
We'll line up offside. That'll be another 5 yards. We got to get to 100 yards of penalties. We're getting there. We're at 85.
Yusuf will not be happy with that. But he's got to be happy with the overall second half performance, Gene Brown.
Yes, but if you look at his facial expressions, any mistakes, he's a perfectionist, and that's what we like.
Yep. 1st and 10 on the penalties from the Manatee 30-yard line. Inside handoff for about 5, maybe 6. Clock rolling, under 3 minutes to go now. Host of Hurricanes in on the stop, led by Keewan Hawthorne. 6 foot, 350 pounds. Couple biscuits shy of 360. Only a sophomore. And they will fire it out. Well, I thought that ball hit the ground. It did. Incomplete pass. How much you think Keewan eats?
As much as he wants to.
I think that's why they started getting those bad snaps, because he was beating up on that center in there.
Gene, he's only a sophomore. Wait till he grows up.
Yeah, and I think one of the things, he's actually lost a little weight, and they're really working to help him nutritionally, because he's a good player.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good athlete.
But if he goes to 6'5" or 7, he'll be thin.
Jorgensen on 3rd down and 5. Wants to throw, fires it down. It's incomplete. Good coverage on the far side by the Hurricanes.
Good pressure, too.
It'll be 4th down.
They tried to pass the Manatee side.
You know, the thing I like about, there's a lot of things I like about Coach Shakir, but one thing is he doesn't stress over people, that get hurt. He just, says,
I like the theory of what he does. It's the same thing we do in Bay. It's next man up. I mean, that's all it is. If you're going to sweat over one guy, then you're really in the wrong ball game, because one guy ain't going to win or lose a game.
Trust me, we have some key injuries right now for the Hurricanes.
Yes, we do.
All right, we're going to take a timeout, and when we return, we will have the closing 2:21 to go in our game. Canes lead 24-zip. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football, presented by Conley Buick GMC.
Your business pulls you in a lot of different directions. Managing HR is just one of them. But you never know what questions may arise. What if you had a team to turn to that could take the guesswork out of HR, save you time by researching the answers for you, and help protect your business? One made up of friendly, approachable HR professionals dedicated to helping people just like you find the HR information they need, no matter what size your business is or the industry you work in.
Jorgensen rolling to the near side, fires down. It is incomplete, so Manatee will take over on downs. Good defense by the Canes. Jorgensen rolling to the near side, couldn't find a receiver. Really just threw it away. Not a smart thing to do on 4th down. But the Canes take over on downs at the 37-yard line of the Sharks. Just 2:15 to go in our game. Trayvon Joseph in the game at running back, along with
Calvin Miller. He's a ninth
Iron
grader.
Jackson. Yeah, Miller has seen some playing time tonight. Again, Javarius Pollock banged up. And throwing it out to Coleman to the 30, Coleman to the 20, Coleman to the 15-yard line, a late flag.
It's got to be on the receiver.
Boy, Wes Coleman is a playmaker. Holding against the Canes.
Oh, that's a 15-yard pickup. They're going to march off 10, so it'll be 1st and
2, 3,
maybe 4. We got to get to the 26. They want to set it down about the 29. We'll call 3.
Hurricanes with the football and the 24-0 lead. Out of the gun, O'Neal will give off to Iron. What a move to the 25, to the 10, to the 5. Iron Jackson. Wow.
What a move. Did you see that? Whoa, my goodness. That guy is still standing out there and standing in his jock strap.
What a run by Iron. That's what he does. And the Canes lead 30-0. Hey, we almost got the running clock.
He's putting his foot down the other direction.
Just a glimpse of what we're going to see for the next several years.
Hey, and I saw a smile on Coach's face, so that's something he likes to see.
He knows what he has in that young man. We've got a new kicker out there. And try to find out who that is, Gene. He's not on the roster. He's got brought up, and we want to mention his name. He kicked an extra point. Number 26. We're going to get all those. We got to get all those names for next week.
Well, that was a 2-play, 37-yard drive, finished off by a 29-yard touchdown run by Iron Jackson. Point after good by the unknown kicker. And 31-0 Hurricane.
The unknown kicker will stay on to kick off.
And his name is Nick Bigelow.
Nick Bigelow. He's no longer unknown.
No,
also
sophomore.
Also known as Deuce Bigelow.
Yeah, and, you know, Nick has his name now in the record books for the Canes with the extra point.
Yes.
Nick Bigelow. He's going to have a time competing with Axel, though.
We're going to see how much chicken and ribs he needs to hit.
Yeah.
He get right here on this kick.
Basil's kickoff by Nick Bigelow. I love the name.
He's a freshman?
Sophomore.
Sophomore.
He's the JV kicker. And Bigelow kicks a pretty darn good kick down to the 2-yard line. To the 5, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, out to the 25-yard line. And what's it like for a lot of these kids that got brought up tonight, man? They're having a good time out there. We've got, I don't know, probably half a dozen kids got brought up. And believe me, they're going to get some playing time in these kind of games because we don't have a ton of players.
No, and they get brought up there on the winning side of something. Hasn't been a very fruitful season down there.
No, and it's only because all the freshmen and sophomores are on varsity
They're all
and
here.
JV, and they should be playing freshmen and JV, but it will pay dividends next year, believe me.
Yeah, but those guys are playing up here. They're not
I know,
watching
that's what I'm
play.
saying. Yeah, they're all playing. If not, they're key backups. Jorgensen out of the gun will keep it to the near side, and he is knocked down at the 30. Look at that pursuit by the Hurricanes. Several players flying to the ball. Calvion Turner. Claremont. Malcolm Claremont.
Destin Falls.
Along with his twin, Malik Claremont. I think they're twins. Maybe not. Maybe just brothers.
Is Billy running for 10 yards there?
Billy the Photog. 3rd down and 7. Handoff goes to the right side and fighting for the first down. Flag on the play. Didn't quite get it. Dominic Ganella.
That'll be another one of those blocks that's going to end up sending it the other way. Personal foul, yeah.
55 seconds left to go in our game. 31-0 Canes lead. And let me say this. Our second half performances have been pretty darn good. Even last week against Riverview, we outscored Riverview 7-0 in the second half. I got to give a lot of that credit to Rich Lansky, the strength and conditioning coach. I mean, these teams stay strong throughout the game. Now, we got to start playing a little better at the beginning of games, but our second half performances are very, very good. And Rich Lansky does a great job.
Yes, he does. That he does. He's got a lot to work with, a lot of young guys. I know he enjoys doing it.
He sure does. Penalty now back to the 15-yard line. And a handoff, nothing doing. Canes defense. That was Ethan Walls. Walls, another youngster, a junior. You know, Walls is now 6'1", 190, as is Dawsey. Porter, 5'11", 170. All those linebackers will be back next year.
Every one of them.
And that may be the final play of the game. They're just going to let the clock run down, and the Canes are going to win this game. That's it. Manatee 31, Riverview 0. We'll be back to recap this game on the Shake Pit post-game report. You're listening to Manatee Hurricane Football presented by Conley Buick GMC.